Know what it is. Back underway, man. The Sports Zone back on air. Um, Sorry guys. Today we're gonna be active today. I got a filming session for Prosperity Sports Zone in about 2 hours. So while I go and bust out some quick earns and then go to the studio, I'm gonna go ahead and do some coverage on here before we get on TV, man. And I'm gonna see if Rob trying to get back on the radio once we finish shooting for TV. Because I want to get somebody else's perspective on this topic, because I might even, you know what, I really may take this topic to the TV for real, because I'm curious at this point, what's the big problem with Carmelo Anthony? I mean, yeah, I know people don't really, he's like definitely out of all of our legends from our era, he's one of the most least liked and probably least respected because of just lack of winning. But now it just seemed like any opportunity that a YouTuber or somebody running one of these punk ass Facebook pages, pardon my language, bro, they just be attaching anything negative to this man's name. And like, everybody who knows me knows that this is my favorite player. So they're just want to say this is bias, or I'm just, I'm defending my guy. So I want somebody else to really kind of give their take. I just watched the video this morning, um, where Melo explained what exactly happened with him arriving in OKC and then how that situation ended. Everybody's calling him a liar, right? And what's funny is it's not the fact that they called him a liar. I'm reading the details, and none of this makes any sense. I was there, so that's why I read what people say. It's not because I don't know, it's because I do know, and I want to see if these individuals are they speaking from a place of like, yeah, I was there, or are they just talking out the side of their necks? I would use another word, but I'm on air. And ultimately, I swear, all of these young dudes, old dudes, the NBA has just garnered so many more fans, people that don't watch basketball per se, man. They like drama and arguing. And that's what I've come to realize. Even back then, people who like to do that, they still watch the game. So it's just certain things you just don't feel comfortable with saying because we all watch the game. And if you say some BS, everybody's gonna call y'all for it because we was all there, we were all watching. So that's one of them. Somebody, I can't. I really wish I remember which page it was. If he responds to the comment I left under there, and I'll let y'all know. There's some dude, bro, with Facebook page, man. I don't know if he just gunning for attractions or some impressions or whatever. I don't really know what it was, but he made a long, lengthy post explaining why Sean Marion was a better player, a more dominant player than Carmelo, bro. Man, again, that's personal, bro. That's personal. He's just saying he ain't got no numbers, no intangibles to back this up. It's just people giving their opinion. And a lot of people agree with this, and I thought that was funny. I really did. I thought that was funny. I love Sean Marion. I love Sean Marion. If you watch this show, if you've been listening to this show, I'm familiar with Sean Marion's work, and I've given him big love on this show several times. All right, look, kick it to you like this. It's really not that. It's not like it's disrespectful to Melo, bro. Because if Sean Marion would have just set up his jump shot any other way than what he came into the league with, bro, hell yeah, he would have been better than Carmelo Anthony for sure. Because he would have been also a 22, 23 point per game scorer and an absolute lockdown defender. You know, the most you can really get out of a Sean Marion is like 18, 19 points because of that godforsaken jump shot. And although it didn't affect his free throw shooting, it affected his jump shooting. No questions asked. No questions asked. It affected his jump shooting. Um, and it's an awkward. His jump shots got blocked a lot. Ain't no blocking dude at the rim. I'm not gonna sit here and be an idiot. You can't block Sean at the rim. I done seen point guards block that man's jump shot because that's just not gonna work. That's why his main claim to fame is lockdown, blazing, quick, fast defense, strong, agile defense, bro. Agile, tenacious. Not like really. There's not no Sean Murray's in the league right now. I don't know any guy that's a forward. Maybe Kawhi's got a bit of a Sean Murray style of how he defends, man. Like very physical, but I'm gonna use my wingspan. I'm gonna use everything at my disposal to stop you. You know what I'm saying? That like Kawhi's like the only guy, but Kawhi's got a even better kind of body to play that way. Sean Murray was never a number two option on any team he played on. You know, it's not fair for me to get at him for not being a number one option. So notice I didn't do that. He's never been a number two. What is the reason why he's never been a number two? It's not because he's incapable, kids. What did I just tell y'all? That God-forsaken jumper. So you mean to tell me somebody that shoots from his effing chest is a more dominant? He used the word dominant. If he wanted to say he is a more all-around better player, if he's a more skilled all-around player, he can make an argument for that. He can make an argument for that. Dominance, y'all got to go and read the dictionary or get on Google or something because you got dominance confused with sophisticated, man. Like, yeah, Sean is a hell of a lot more sophisticated than Carmelo Anthony. I give you that. Is he more dominant? Not a chance, man. Name me one team that Sean Murray is going to take to the playoffs for 10 years straight. Name me one. I'd like to know. Can Sean Murray go to New York City and win a playoff series after 20 years of them not winning a playoff series? Could he go do that? If I ask Sean Murray that right now, he's going to laugh and say no. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, man. Like, I don't know what this dude did to y'all. I know it's the propaganda, though. But dig this. This is not the first person they done put out propaganda on. Where was this at with the T-Mac propaganda? T-Mac ain't won nada. T-Mac ain't never won a playoff series, man. Oh, y'all ain't know that, huh? I'm going to say that again. Tracy McGrady has never won a playoff series as the number one. He won a championship with the Spurs. Or no, they lost. They lost. He goes to a final with the Spurs, and it's literally last year in the NBA. I think, what was it, 2014? 2014? Or 2013, one or the other, right? 2013, yeah. That's it. I love T-Mac, man. I don't like talking about T-Mac a whole lot on this show because, again, if I have to get into particulars, it's not going to be pretty. That's somebody that should be, if you want to denounce somebody, like, oh, they didn't win, I think that's a much better target. Dude never beat anybody in playoffs. Why are we just relaxing on that? Oh, because the media. The media don't talk about that. You had to be there to know that. T-Mac has never beaten anybody in postseason. And it's for a plethora of reasons. It ain't because he's not good enough. For a plethora of reasons. Never won a playoff series, man. He said it out of his own mouth. Go look it up. And it's public information. He ain't never won. In Houston, Orlando, bro, never won a playoff series. By the time they started making the playoffs and with the Raptors in Toronto, he had already left. Already left. You know? So when you're talking about somebody who took a team that won 18 ball games before he got there and they go to the playoffs for the next 10 years, what is it that's so like maniacal about him? Like, why is dude on Facebook, and it's a bunch of pages though. Everybody's got propaganda as to calling the man a liar, selfish, greedy. He wasn't greedy enough. If his MO was to be selfish and greedy, he didn't do a very good job. He should have been greedy as mo. Y'all know what selfish and greedy is? Albert Hainsworth is selfish and greedy. Y'all remember when he suited up for the Redskins? Yeah, that's what selfish and greedy looks like. Get a big old contract, record-setting contract, reports to training camp about 50 pounds overweight. That's selfish and greedy. Y'all don't know what selfish and greedy is, man. Y'all just throwing terms out there. It's to a point where you guys are literally just repeating anything you heard George Carl say, anything you heard Chauncey Billups say. That's why I've been getting that Chauncey Billups. I ain't had no problem with Chauncey until he added fuel to that fire, and because he knows how that started. So I don't know why he would continue that. I don't know why. If that's how he really felt, again, my only question to Chauncey is why did you follow that man to New York City? If that's how you felt, you had an opportunity to continue running things in Denver. You are from Denver. You could have, all you had to do was tell the front office, man, hey, don't put me in that package with Carmelo, bro. When he's gone, I'm looking to do things differently. I'd like to stay. Put Ty Lawson in that package instead, because that's who took over for you, Ty Lawson. Went on to be a two-time All-Star. Ty Lawson took over your spot. Why didn't you go tell them to put Ty Lawson in the Carmelo package so that way you can stay? Because you don't want to play with him. Oh, it's probably because all this BS you've been talking to the radio and all these interviews is nothing more than BS. Come on, Chauncey. All these dudes, man. Y'all keep trying to say Melo ran Jeremy Lin out of New York, bro. I did a whole 50-minute specials talking about the whole tenure in New York City. I didn't even get a chance to get to the other teams because I had to spend so much time talking about the facts of what went down in New York City. And I explained that in action, as the media is also responsible for that narrative. ESPN in particular is responsible for that. But the facts are, you know what I'm saying, when Lin Sanity was over and Jeremy Lin became a free agent, the Knicks did not make an offer. It's not like they made an offer that he didn't like. It's not like they made an offer and they were trying to negotiate. It's like, yeah, this is decent, but we should go here. No. There was no negotiations, kids. Listen to what I'm saying. It's public information. Go watch Jeremy Lin speak. This came out of his own mouth. This resource that I just got is from Jeremy Lin. They never made an offer. He was a restricted free agent, meaning they had an opportunity to match any offer that was given to him. Or they had first dibs on making an offer. Jeremy said there was not an offer to sign from the New York Knicks. They did not match an offer. They did not make a qualifying offer of their own. Which meant for him to come back to the team. Come on, man. Like, I know the league seems a lot more juicy and a lot more interesting for my folks who are not true sports fans when you hear stories like this. But no, it's not that interesting. No drama there. Unless you like business. If you like business, then you will probably wonder, like me, well, what in the hell happened as to why the struggling ass New York Knicks, pardon my language, did not give the best point guard on their roster a qualifying offer after he's restricted. That part's interesting because I'm still to this day, 10 plus years later, wondering what the hell happened there. To say Carmelo's name had anything to do with it is hilarious, to say the least. Why on earth would Carmelo want to continue playing with a bag of basketballs and a cup of coffee? Why do you think he clamored for J.R. Smith to come to town? Why do you think Amari was already there? Okay, I would love to play next to that dude. Now we're talking. He's better than every single guy I've ever suited up with by landslide in Denver. Why on earth would I tell JR, hey, come rock with me in New York? We can do what we did in Denver. We can be a tandem. And he goes on to win Sixth Man of the Year, and we had that's the best record the Knicks had. God knows how long, probably since last season. Make that make sense. Somebody who does not care to win, is not looking to put pieces in play to win, ain't going to do that. vouches for guys like Steve Novak, Chris Copeland. Why would he do that? Oh, it's not because they're cheap. It's because they're shooters. We need you know what I mean? The team needs things. Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler wasn't coming to no goddamn New York City, pardon my language, if it's not for Carmelo Anthony. Make it make sense. You think GM did that? Newsflash. We ain't had no damn GM, man. Yeah, James Dolan was the one making the goddamn trades. Coming to Carmelo Anthony, asking for help. Who was the GM? That's why they hired Phil. We had no experienced, qualified front office personnel. The owner was the damn GM. If you want to hold Carmelo Anthony responsible for not being a willing enough playmaker, if you want to hold him responsible for not delivering the goods as often as we would like him to in the postseason, I ain't got no problem with that. I have zero problem with that. If in early on in his career, if you want to hold him accountable for being immature, and I have no problem with that. I agree. When you start attaching business things to his name, things that players don't have anything to do with, like I've never heard somebody say Carmelo made a call and got them traded. I didn't start calling LeBron the GM until guys started telling stories that involves LeBron either having a conversation with somebody and making a call, and a change was made. And again, I've been watching long, long time, so I've seen this happen in a few teams that LeBron's played on, not just one, especially in Cleveland. I would never say that about a guy. Like, I would never seriously put that on somebody. I just wouldn't, you know. Every single time he explains what transpired after he was in Denver and in New York and even in those cities, everybody just says he's a liar. Everybody just calls everything he says is a lie. Everything he says is a lie. Like, I don't get it. George Karl is the only explanation for that. I don't get it. No, you know, we called LeBron a liar for a week when he denounced Kyrie. And what he say? It was a couple things LeBron got caught lying about last year in the midst of all that. Speaking on Kyrie mess, you know, we called him a liar for a week and kept moving. I didn't even agree with that, you know. But for some reason, it's like, hey, it's like dog this dude at all costs. This is like what the NBA world is on right now. Dog Carmelo Anthony at all costs. And why though? Like, what do we get out of that? What do we get out of that? We don't get anything out of that. You know, I don't understand it for real. I really, really just don't get it. Y'all wasn't watching the game. I really want people to start like putting non-basketball watchers in their place. Put them in their place. Stop freelance arguing with these people. Put them in their place. You wasn't there. Yo, you don't believe me that you wasn't there? This what happened in real life. What you got to say about that? What you got to say about that? What kind of rebuttal you got for that? Huh? Because you can't argue with facts, man. It's public information. You can go look everything up that I said. You can verify everything that I said because I was there. I didn't have to look it up. See? So that's your job to look it up. I don't gotta look it up. I was there. What I gotta look it up for? Let me tell you what happened in OKC. Sam Presti, like any good GM would do, saw an opportunity to go get a top player. Didn't necessarily need him at the time. The reason why that really did not work is because they did not need Carmelo at the time, and Sam Presti is not the coach. He's not the coach. Um, it was not a piece that they necessarily needed, but they did not have to give up a whole lot to get him. Uh, They bring him in, man. And play styles kind of clashed, I guess. But they were trying to make it work. But being as though Carmelo was the oldest guy among Russ and PG, they pretty much dumped all the sacrificing. They didn't ask anybody else. Billy Donovan ain't asked nobody else to sacrifice. He only asked Carmelo to sacrifice. I was there. Russ, I mean, Russ had to sacrifice before Melo got there, and he was struggling with that. You know, he was struggling with the whole sacrifice thing. Russ was struggling with that. After a while, though, Russ became the primary playmaker, and OKC went 3-point crazy. So that's how they were running their squad. But think about that. When the league went 3-point crazy, they're asking Carmelo to do something that he doesn't normally do, and that's exclusively shoot 3-pointers. See, again, even a lot of these the staff members, the execs, don't know as much as they know about. Think they know about the game. Carmelo Anthony's 3-point shot was open, like he had open 3-pointers because of the mid range. See, a guy like Carmelo is never open. There's a man on him at all times. He can score from anywhere. He's never just open for the hell of it. Ever. That's his game, man. You got to let him. Even he was fine with not taking as many shots. Just let him shoot the ball the way that he's been doing it for years, because they can't stop it. It opens up the floor for the rest of the team. Nights where they let Carmelo do Carmelo, he's going for 30 easily, man. He had some of the easiest 30-point games I had ever seen. And even in Houston, when they let him shoot the rock the way he sees fit, he had some of the easiest. He scored 28 points on like 13 shots. You know, in 2013, Carmelo Anthony scored 50 points and did not shoot a single layup. I'm going to say that again. He scored 50 points and did not shoot a single layup. So it isn't like the man can't shoot, but he has never just been I'm going to launch 6 or 7 threes a game. No, I can't do that. I'm getting guarded way too heavily to do that. It's like Steph Curry does not really know what it's like to be guarded like Carmelo Anthony, because all of that heavy press is just happening at the top of the key and at half court. He don't know what it's like to be guarded like that below the free throw line and at the free throw line. He has no idea. 94 feet. He knows what that's like in the postseason. But that's because his game is played on the outside. He's the forward. There's not a single forward in this league besides LeBron James who knows what that's like. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony are the only guys to be guarded. Like, stop them at all costs. 94 feet, free throw line, baseline, 3-point line, mid range. I don't give a damn. Guard them with your life. Kobe, Braun, Melo are the only ones. If you don't believe me, go watch Paul Pierce speak. Go watch Kobe Bryant say who was the toughest matchup he ever had in his life. It's Carmelo, bro. Kobe Bryant is everybody else's toughest matchup of their lives. Braun is right there. Same thing. These dudes are the toughest of the tough to guard. So basketball is why that situation did not work out in OKC. It's basketball. But Sam Presti's not the coach. See, Sam Presti would have figured that out. and made that worth something. Billy Donovan, not so much. And that's why ultimately Billy Donovan is not over there anymore, because he's not innovative. Billy Donovan hasn't done squat in Chicago. To me, player development is suspect, to say the least, to me, because you only can play. He's like another Thibodeau. He's like a much nicer guy of a Thibodeau. You can only play his way. He does not know how to conform to basketball talent. He doesn't know how to use guys. He don't know a whole lot about basketball. He thinks he does, but he doesn't. You know, he thinks he does, but he does not. He does not know as much as he thinks he knows. You know, like it's not. Why would he need to make that up? It's very simple. You know, they played great basketball towards the back half stretch of the year. They go into the postseason. I think they played against the Jazz and got destroyed. And the only reason they got destroyed is because that BS ain't gonna work. Somebody needed to step up, stop the bleeding. They wanted it to be Russ, PG. That never worked. I think that's the series. PG shot the ball and hit the side of the effing backboard. It is what it is, man. You know, things. Most of these things are for basketball reasons, man. Stop putting all this personal drama BS with this man's name, bro. It ended in OKC because they didn't make it. They got embarrassed in the playoffs, and somebody needed to take the fall for it. You know what I mean? But it just wasn't as cultivated as Sam was had thought it was going to be, and was left with no choice but to make a trade, man, because he was going to have to get rid of Paul George anyway. You know, so we gonna come back though. I ain't done. I ain't done. Because I know there's so many of y'all out there, y'all think y'all safe. Y'all ain't safe, man. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. I've been watching. 17 years plus I've been watching. Yeah, what you going to do with that? You ain't got that. I know you ain't got that. Y'all Alabama's running these pages, trying to get impressions and all that mess. How about you watch some basketball, do some basketball coverage, get some impressions that way? Suckers. We'll be back, man.